Woo! Woo! That was a good ass episode. Let's get into it right after this.
Hard, play hard, grind hard, stay hard, no, we stay out, make your way out, but I just can't stop, won't stop hustling, but I just...
Snowfall, season 4, episode 5, The Get Back. Whoa, was this a great episode, man? Can we get a round of applause for this episode? Yes. Now, warning. This does contain spoilers, so if you haven't watched it yet, I advise you to put this on watch later, pause this, go watch it, then come back, and we can resume. For those of you who have seen it, let's go. All right, so the episode starts off pretty much right where the last episode started off. It's the all the events following the death of Khadijah and Scully's daughter. You see Khadijah in the hospital, and you see Scully coming there, and man, DeAndre Bonds, the actor that plays Scully, that was some good ass acting, boy. Woo! I got a soft spot for great acting. That was some good ass acting. You honestly felt like you just felt for him in general. Like you just felt for him. You know, they just took a tremendous loss. Um, Everything's going haywire, and dude, that was like a natural reaction, dude. That was some good ass acting. You see Leon and Fatback after the events, they blow up the car they were in. They go their separate ways, and this episode was it wasn't mainly centered around Leon as a bunch of, but dude, the arc they've given Leon this season has been crazy. Like you really get a deep dive into the life of Leon, and you get those emotions. I forget the actor's name that plays him, but he just brought out a lot of emotions there. But anyway, they show Scully and Khadijah in the hospital. They're all distraught. Scully's trying to beat up everybody in the hospital. Khadijah's just in shock, you could tell, and it's just a mess. Uh, Franklin has no idea what's going on. Um, he's just in. Him and Louie are just chilling in the bar. Him and Jerome. Prior to that, Manboy shows up at the hospital to talk to Khadijah, and you get this brother and sister moment that just felt real. You know, you kind of see where they went wrong or what happened. It was kind of like Scully and Manboy fell out for whatever reason, and you know, Khadijah had to pick a side. Obviously, she gonna ride with her baby father, and they kind of put a strain on things. But you see this honest moment between the both of them, and you kind of see where they went wrong, and it's just like a real heartfelt moment, you know. And now I'm thinking like, oh man, this gonna be. Is this like foreshadowing that Manboy and Scully are going to team up or whatever? So I'm like, but I heard her say, don't you better get out of here before Scully comes out here. And Manboy's like, man, I ain't worried. He's just smoking on his cig. And then you cut to Franklin and I'm in the bar, and you see that Franklin's unbeknownst to anything that's going on. Manboy walks in, and Franklin's completely taken off guard. He's like, man, my niece just died. And you see the shock in Franklin's face, like, what the fuck? But he got to keep his cool, because that's just how Franklin Saint is. He a cool motherfucker, but he got to keep his composure. But Manboy just, man, the actor that plays Manboy, I forget his name too, but dude, he is great at giving these speeches, man. He just, when he talk, you just listen, you just pay attention. It's like he demands the attention. But he's giving them a long spill of, when shit went wrong with them, and some of his soldiers fell out of line. He said, "Man, I delivered them right to your doorstep. You did what you want with them. You know what I mean? Like I expect the same in return." And Franklin, you see, you see Franklin's just like, "What the fuck?" So they go back to the house and they're debating what they should do with Leon. Meanwhile, Leon's is like just on the loose, just trying to find somewhere to go. You see him go to his mom's house. He's trying to find some money, I guess, that he stashed away at his mom's house, and she spent that 20 grand. She was like, "What? Man, I spent that shit the minute you buried that shit, I grabbed that shit up and spent it. I got bills, I got this I gotta pay, I got this I gotta pay." And you see Leon like, what the fuck am I gonna do? He's honestly like scared. And his mom tell him like, you can't stay here. Nope, not happening. Not happening. So Leon, she gives Leon the blanket. He's back on the lamp. Uh, Franklin and Jerome are trying. Franklin, Jerome, and Louie are trying to figure out exactly what the. And I said this in the last episode, or not the last episode, but I did a prediction earlier. I thought Franklin would give him up. That's what I thought. They wanted to find him at Franklin's dad's shelter. He's laying there. He's asleep, and I'm thinking like, okay, they about to turn him in. And lo and behold, they let him stay at an apartment that they own. One of the apartments they bought up. They let him crash there. They gave him a pistol, and you could tell something ain't right with Leon. Like something not sitting well with Leon. It's just something off about him. You know, Leon got this tough demeanor and exterior. You don't really see that no more. You could tell that the events that took place have really started to kind of wear on him. You know, he doesn't really know where to go from here. So let's shoot over to Gustavo. Gustavo and Reed. Gustavo's is going. He's in a downward spiral right now. He's drinking. He's doing drugs. He's just doing anything to cope with the loss of his brother and sister, and he's just going through it. So you see him in the middle of the night. He's at his I believe that's his sister's house, cousin. I don't know who this lady is. I think she was the baby sister of the sister or whatever. But the sister that passed away. But he's in there playing with the kids. She comes out like, "What are you doing?" He's drunk. He winds up getting arrested. Reed has to get him out again. He tells Reed he's gonna clean up. He just needs some bread. And I don't know. You never know what Reed's thinking, man. Reed is like just strong, not strong, not strong, but he's just a silent type. He's a thinker. He's like Franklin. He thinks. He's a thinker. So Gustavo, I don't know. I feel like this story arc is kind of just like they just dragging it. You know what I mean? Like they're really just dragging this on to be. They trying to. Maybe it's gonna lead into something in a little bit, but it's not really. It ain't really doing nothing for me right now. Not to say that it won't, but just as right now, it's just like filler. It's filler material right now. So take it back to Manboy and Scully. So Manboy and Scully have teamed up actually, unbeknownst. Like Manboy comes over to Khadijah's in the house. And prior to this, they didn't want to leave the hospital at all. Manboy wasn't having it. He's not processing that their daughter has passed away, and he's trying to hold on to her. And Khadijah's like, "Yo, I'm out of here. I gotta go. I gotta go." So they go back to the crib or whatever, and they show them. And Manboy wind up showing, and this is the first time in a while you see Manboy and Scully face to face. And I'm like, what's about to go on? And Manboy just talking that real shit, like, yo, Scully put a gun out on him, like, yo, if you gonna kill me, just kill me, man. Just do it. Just do it. But he tell him, like, yo, this ain't on you. This ain't on you, cuz. Yo, cuz, this ain't on you, cuz. This ain't on you. But I know who did this and we gonna get him, cuz. And Scully actually sits down and listens and he say, man, you told me to keep her away from this shit, man. You told him. You told him, but he like, hey man, you gotta let that shit go, man. That's your daughter. That was my niece. Man, we gotta put this shit past us, and we gotta do what we gotta do. So I'm like, oh my god, these motherfuckers done teamed up. I'm like, oh man, no, this about to be bad. Uh, so yeah, they wind up teaming up. They drinking 40s together. They wind up becoming BFFs quick as hell. I'm like, what's going on? They was just shooting at each other. They done killed people on both sides. He done killed Manboy best friend. They doing all this. Khadijah even mentioned it. Like, man, you shot up my house. He like, man, you wasn't there. I'm like, what's going on? So they wind up teaming up, and fucking this reporter is still digging deep. The editor in chief at the news station or reporter station winds up getting. I guess she got replaced by some guy, and she's upset about it. The reporter's upset about it, but she brings them this story while the editor is there, and they're trying to find an angle to try to get this story to pop, and because they saying they don't have enough. They don't have any. They got like a silent somebody silent saying something. They need somebody to come forward and say something. So she works this angle to go get the Cali twins, and it works. It works. She brings it back. She winds up getting whatever she wants. She don't understand this is not going to end well for her. Like, how do you, if the CIA is bringing in drug, you don't think they got approval from somewhere to do this? Like, you don't think they're going to eventually uh try to end anybody that knows about this? It's going to be, I just don't get how she thinks this is going to end well for her. She's thinking about Pulitzer Prize. You need to be thinking about staying alive, not a Pulitzer Prize, staying alive. So she's on the move, she's on the hunt. Meanwhile, Reed, Franklin is trying to ask Reed. He's trying to get some information. He's trying to figure out what to do with Leon. Get some information for Reed. Reed winds up telling him that they found a bullet with Leon's prints on it, and I didn't even know they had shit this advanced back then to find out some shit this quick. Cause that's how I thought a lot of them cases was going cold back in the days. They didn't have all this forensic evidence. So I'm like, how the fuck they find this shit out this quick? This quick? I'm like, come on now. All right, whatever. Uh, so yeah, Franklin's pissed. He wind up throwing his shit off the desk. Franklin's mom goes to see Leon, and this is one of the most gut wrenching scenes in the whole entire episode. Man, this is shows the humanity of Leon. You see, she's braiding his hair, and he just starts to break down, crying. Like, he realizes, like, this is no coming back from this. This mistake cost him his life. It's either he gonna get killed or he gonna be in jail. It's no in between. And this is prior to him realizing he's on the news. This is just what it is. Later that day or night, he sees himself on the news, and he's like, "What the fuck?" He gets spooked, and it's everywhere. Franklin's mom winds up seeing it. His mom, they showed the clip of his mom seeing it, and I'm like, "Oh my god!" Cut back to Man Boy and Scully. These two are drinking 40s. Scully's getting a tattoo of his daughter. Like I said, they're BFFs. Khadijah comes in flipping shit like, yo, y'all better find him a killer on my daughter. Y'all need to be getting Leon bitch ass, and y'all need to be getting Fat back. Scully gets up and goes and finds Leon. At the same time, Leon leaves the apartment. Franklin shows up. He's looking for him. Leon's gone. They cut to Leon. He's back in the projects like a dumbass. Apartment's all tossed up. And he goes and get his money. I guess he has some money stashed away in the couch. He winds up going to get it. And it was like divine. It was like the same time. And like same time he goes there, fucking Scully's there. Scully starts shooting at him. Leon's running. And Franklin happened to know. I guess he just knows his friend happens to pull up at the same time. They throw Leon in the car, and he hightailed the fuck up on out of there, man. I was like, oh, I just knew from when Louis said that. You find him, take him to tell him you taking him to another place, and you know what to do then. I'm like, oh, they about to really like sell him down the river. And at this point, it's nothing Franklin can do. It's nothing he can do because his face is all over the news. Man Boy and Scully want him. He's dead in the streets. His face all over the news. He can't do nothing. He can't go nowhere. He's going to get caught. And it's like Franklin's in a catch-22, and that's what Reed's trying to tell him. But Franklin being Franklin, he's like, he's going to try to figure something out. But I knew for sure when Louis said that I was like, okay, what they going to do is just take care of Leon themselves versus selling him out. I think they just going to execute him themselves. You know what I mean? But that wind up not happening. Who's to say it won't happen in the next episodes? But they wind up getting him out of there and taking him wherever. And all of a sudden, Man Boy and shows up to the club. They have a showdown at the club, and Man Boy's this is a powerful scene. This back and forth exchange between the two is very, 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 very powerful. And Man Boy is just telling them like, so you gonna do all this for Lil Leon? You really gonna do all this for Lil Leon? Cuz like, is he worth it? Like, he really worth it? Like, when the wolves smell blood, they gonna come. They gonna come. And I'm like, and Franklin was standing there tough though. I respected it. Franklin held his ground. He was standing there tough. Like, It is what it is. Like it is what it is. Like man, that's family. He's like, that's the difference between me and you. I don't sell my people out. And I respected that because I knew for a fact Franklin was gonna sell Leon out. I just knew it. I'm like, yo, he gonna sell him down the river, and he didn't. And I respected Franklin for that. I really respected him for that. And they leave, and you see Manboy with that smirk, and that's the same smirk he had when he pulled out a last season when he pulled out of Scully's complex after they shot it up. He was laughing, and Jerome was standing. It was like the best scene of the season, and he's laughing, and he got the gun. I was like, this is a sick, demented person. Like he had that same smirk, and I'm like, shh, it's about to be real. Franklin is smart, so I'm pretty sure he got something up his sleeve. In order for him to not sell Leon up the river, it's something he has to have up his sleeve. So we just gonna have to wait the next episode to see what it was. I think I touched on everything. If I did, I'm sorry. Uh just trying to race. I didn't write any notes or prepare. I just wanted to come right down here while it was fresh. So if I missed anything, just post it in the comments below. Make sure you like and subscribe. I want to know what you guys hear. I want to talk about this in the comments. So I'm definitely interested to know everybody's take on with Franklin. Like, did you think Franklin did the right thing? Do you think Manboy and Scully will team up and it's gonna be an issue? Like what's gonna happen? Like is they ready to go to war with these two? What would you have done? Would you do it if you were Franklin in this situation? What would you do? Would you sell your homie up the river? Would you turn him into the police? Like I want to know. As always, like, comment, and subscribe. It's your boy the Black Abstract. Until next time, peace, love, and prosperity. One.